as well, so don't worry.
Yeah.
That's all on. I've just got to try and send this message to Rick now because I don't know if the other invite's going to work. I'll just do it quick. So, can you still see me?
Yeah. I got my beats on.
You got your beats on, I know. I can see that, mate. Yeah. Right. So I've sent a new invite to Rick. Hopefully this will work perfectly. It's a bit weird me being in the same house.
Yeah.
But in different rooms, isn't it? To do the podcast. You're sat in where we would normally do the podcast. Pull your t-shirt down, mate. It's being recorded. And I'm in the living room. It's very Christmassy because this is going to be our last podcast before Christmas, this one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, we better just be honest with people. We are pre-recording this one.
Yeah.
And it's going to go out a week after we've recorded it, but only because this is the only time me, you and Rick could all get together and do it. Yeah?
Yeah. When Rick come on, do that thing what you said.
Yeah, I'm going to have me and you and Rick on the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah? Me and you on the top, Rick on the bottom, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. And is it me and you on your screen?
Nope.
Who's on your screen? Just you?
And on the bottom one, you're at the top.
Yeah, but is it like squares like I had it before?
No.
No.
It's the minus button underneath first to get on.
I don't know. I don't know how to do it on your iPad, mate. We did it before.
Oh.
Is it not a bit at the top, like a gallery bit at the top?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then it should... Yeah, has it changed it?
Yeah.
That's perfect, that, mate. So we've got Rick coming on, hopefully, in a minute. And Rick is one of my...
angle.
Your angle's fine. Rick is one of my coaches, and he does trap. We do trap with him, don't we, sometimes?
Yeah.
You've done track, but he's also a friend of mine. Yeah. He helped me get through a lot of my races by doing plans. And hopefully he's going to come on and we're going to speak about nutrition and trying to help people get through the Christmas period. Yeah. By not going bad on the diets, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to finishing school anyway?
Yeah.
But we'll discuss all that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's 2:00 now, and that's what time I told him to be on, but let's see if he's messaged me. He's not messaged me. So we'll have to he's here now. Admit. So we're done. There we go. You don't have to laugh, mate. You don't have to be nervous. This is just what we do now. This is just what we do now.
This is just what you do.
Put your video on. There we go. Look at him with his bike behind him. What a show off.
Got to set up a bit like that, haven't I? Good afternoon, gents.
You all right, mate? So just explaining to Shaun what we're doing. Like we're mates, me and you. Okay, I like to think.
Ish.
And ish. But so I don't want it to just be like me battering a load of questions at you and Shaun battering a load of questions at you. We just want to let you talk and not less like an interview, more like a chat.
It won't last very long then.
Well, obviously I'll pick up the slack because I'm talking. Shaun's just going to probably just giggle. But I know he does have one. I know he does have one question, but that'll come in a bit, I think.
Cool.
Right. So as we've already said,
are you two in different rooms?
Yeah, mate.
Oh, I like it. Multiple Christmas trees for me to look at.
We've got one in the. Shaun's in where we would normally do our podcast, and I'm in the living room because otherwise you get interference. He's on his iPad and I'm on my computer.
Very good.
So we get interference, and we want to be a bit more professional than that. So, right, you're Rick Poole, coach, husband, father, and friend, yeah? My coach, not my father or my husband. Let's just put that clear. Right. What did you do to get to this position?
Well, I got a little bit lucky to become a husband and a father. Very lucky because I'm definitely punching well above my weight. With regards to the coach and the PT and the teaching side of things, from a young age. So most probably about Shaun's age now. I remember having to go and do work experience. And I got some work experience in a gym. And it was kind of like an encouragement for where I wanted to head. I worked at the Y Club in Manchester City Centre. I did about a 4-week block of work experience there, which was good fun, and it kind of decided that was a direction I wanted to go. I spent a long time applying to try and get in the industry. That bit was quite hard work. Because I come out of college with like sports science, BTECs, and a HND in sports coaching and development. But it was tough to get into the industry back then in year 2000-ish, shall we say.
You are old.
I know, well old. And I just couldn't get a sniff. So whilst I was at college, I was at Tesco's, so I was still a Tesco employee.
Bagley Tesco's?
Bagley Tesco's. I was there for most probably since 16 till 21.
I worked at Bagley Tesco's.
Yeah, I was there for a long time. I was part of the furniture.
I worked at Bagley Tesco's.
Quite a good team there at the time as well.
In the year running up to Shaun was born, that Christmas he was born. So 2004 Christmas, casual labour.
Oh, gone, well gone by then.
That's right. Permanent nights.
Decided I was too big for it.
I got sacked.
Yeah, something like that.
I got sacked.
Oh no, I didn't get sacked. No,
well, they didn't.
Most probably could have after a few Christmas dues.
But, I was casual labour, and they didn't take me on afterwards.
Oh, if you don't get taken on by Tesco, that's a real sad story as well.
I don't think it was my fault, to be honest.
Include that on your CV, do you?
I was told that I didn't need my own gloves because I could just take any gloves I wanted out of clothing. So I had about 300 pairs of Finch-Lake gloves in my house.
Who was you told that by? Mike off the meats?
The guy that was working on Frozen with you.
Oh no. Yeah, no, I was there for a long time. I did all sorts. I started on the checkouts. I ended up on the shelves for a bit. Even ended up doing a little bit outside on the trolleys because we had a couple of good lads who we worked out there. So that was actually quite good just to do something physical, to be honest. And when we had a little good team outside, there was 3 of us, and we used to cover for each other quite a bit, so we'd be able to get away with a few things. On Fridays, we used to have our little treat, and me and one of my good pals who worked there for a long time used to whip to Rush Home to get our kebab on a Friday lunch.
Oh, that's decent, that, isn't it?
Yeah, just since that's the subject we're going to go on at some point today.
Bet you never had a sleep in the deep freeze, though, did you?
Not in the deep freeze, but we did used to go and have a sleep in the car. And we used to switch them around a little bit.
We used to pretend that we were, what did they call it? I can't remember the name they used, where they're breaking down the trolleys with all the stock on it. We used to pretend we were doing that, put them massive freezer suits on and go and get our head down. It's fucking dangerous. Could have died in Tesco's.
It's explaining a lot of what's actually gone on in it, Stu, the psyche of your brain.
They let me drive trains now, so.
But no, I got lucky in 2002. I applied to the Marriott in Hale Barnes and got a job there, where we used to do a bit of everything. So we were a receptionist, we were a lifeguard, and we were a gym instructor. But we were only there for a few months, and then I actually moved over to what was then Train Station, which changed to Dragons, and then became
Brooklyn Sports Club.
Yeah. So I was there, built my way up the industry there, qualified to be a PT. I was also part of their gym management team, as well as a duty manager. And then LA Fitness took over. And I never wanted to work for LA Fitness. So that was when I decided to jump ship, because I'd heard bad things about them as a company. So I jumped ship, set up my own business, took my clientele with me, and became a mobile PT, which I am to the day. I lived the life of Riley for a while before we had kids, and we were holidaying 3 and 4 times a year. And then we decided to end our life and have a child. So that was the holidays gone and all that business. Yeah, getting a house. But no, and then evolved even more. Becky worked at the college. She asked me if I'd go and start teaching courses for her. So I was teaching level 2 and 3 instructor and PT courses. And I gave that up this year just because the college was going to the down the toilet, shall we say. We're keeping it clean on here, Stu.
Yeah, and yeah, well, Sean's here, so you know, if anyone is going to get the vulgar, it's Shaun.
Yeah, and then that led me to today and having to always evolving. I've gone more down strength and conditioning side of things. I'm a level 4 S&C coach, which is great. I love coaching things like Olympic lifting. I'm working with a junior hockey player at the minute who's just got into the England squad. So that's great work. I'm doing a bit of speed and power work with him. So that's good fun.
Yeah, that's quality.
I've done the nutrition. What's most probably 12 months ago, I finished that qualification for nutrition coaching. Not overly push that, but kind of I'll explain a little bit of that once we start to talk about some.
Well, it's a minefield, isn't it, nutrition? That's why I wanted to get you on and speak about it, because loads of people struggle with it. But I think Sean's got a question about the name of your business, haven't you, Shaun?
Yeah.
Go on, Shaun.
Why you pick the name
Maximise.
Yeah.
Potential.
Yeah.
So, Maximise Potential. I was originally when I first started. I don't like these. I know a lot of other people use these, so apologies if it offends anybody. But I originally used my name, so it was RPPT.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people go that way. I just don't particularly like it. And then I started up a little bit of a business with a friend of mine. So, I mean, he's got his own work as well, but together we've got Maximise Potential. And the idea behind Maximise Potential is it can branch any way it wants to. Yeah. So we could use it to be maximize your fitness potential.
Yeah.
Maximize your strength potential. Any different direction. So not kind of letting the cat out the bag a little bit here, but we might be going down the way of education and mentorship.
Yeah, that's good.
That would be able to be a maximize potential education.
Yeah, that's good.
We can have all these different branches to it. So the reason for choosing Maximise Potential, great question, Shaun, is that it can head into any different direction. As we keep evolving, the name can keep evolving.
All right. I just thought it was a cheesy way of saying we're going to make you the best you can be. That's what I always thought.
And that is exactly it. It's maximize your potential. So everyone who we work with, that's what we're looking for. And with it being the PT, so obviously everyone's got their own individual directions they want to go with things. It's exactly that, Stu. So it is a little bit cheesy as well.
Yeah, well, you are one of the people that has helped me maximize my potential. Athletically. Yes. Definitely. Well, I'm terrible at it, but I'm the best I can be, I think. I have been.
Well, if we look down to things on like the swimming side of things, the amount of improvement you made when we was doing that swimming coaching
they were really good then. I missed them.
Yeah. Once you get into a habit and consistent with things like track, then you're maximizing your own potential. When I'm coaching, it's very much down that side of things as well. So yeah, it was a name that could evolve.
Yeah, it's good though.
Plus, if you've got all these different branches, it kind of beats the tax man a little bit as well.
Yeah, that's it. I get you. That's why I always put the money in the bank, because I know you've got to pay tax on my one then.
Yeah, obviously kidding. I pay the tax, man, and do.
Yeah,
he does very well out of me, might I add.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I've seen your house and I've seen your car, and your bike behind. One of your bikes behind.
Two.
So yeah, well, mine are all upstairs, aren't they? I have mine. I mean, just somebody just said to me, "You don't leave your bike in the shed, do you?" And I was like, "Well, I do, yeah, but now I'm not gonna." So they're all attached to me wall upstairs. Well, 2 on the wall and 1 on the turbo.
It's surely a safer option than being in the shed.
Yeah. Right. Definitely. So nutrition. There's a lot of myths in nutrition. I've got a few here that we want answering now. Oof. Right. So number 1.
No pressure.
Does the time I eat matter? Because we hear about it all the time. You shouldn't eat after 6 o'clock in the evening. You shouldn't eat this at this time. But I work shifts, and a lot of people I know work shifts. So if we can't eat after 7 o'clock in the evening, sometimes that's what time we're starting work. So then we're starving all day at work.
Yeah. Does the time of day matter? No, because don't forget, like PT, your nutrition has got to be completely individual to you and what you do. You hit the nail on the head. Then if you're working with people who have strange hours of work, you can't say you're talking to a nurse who'd be working till 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but you can't eat after 7 p.m. No, you work to people's clocks. Don't get me wrong, there are strategies out there. So like there's a few diets out there and stuff in a minute, which are kind of classed as fasting, but not, where you might minimize the hours that you eat for. So people might go,
one of me thing that.
Yeah. So people might go, only eat between 11 and 6.
Yeah. Eating window. That was another thing. Do I need an eating window?
That more as a 7-hour eating window, and then you move that and manipulate it into whatever position suits you.
Yeah.
They have some benefits. The benefits are obviously if you've only got 7 hours to eat, that might give you a little bit of a calorie reduction. Might.
You know how much food I can eat in 7 hours?
Well, and it's of people who the research, not me personally, but who the research studied, just said they couldn't eat the same amount of calories in that 7 hours as what they could a 14-hour window.
Right.
And that's kind of like the logic behind it, because they were saying even if they were trying to eat more in their main meal, and they did, they just weren't snacking as much because there wasn't the time to do it.
Right.
And that's the snacking is some of the things that brings the bad bit, isn't it? That's the extra calories that we don't necessarily need.
Well, yeah, Shaun snacks on chocolate bars all the time, but he's built like a racing snake still. But he never sits still though. So
yeah,
so
there's that. So he's obviously creating a bit of a deficit with his moving. Sometimes. So your body always works to what's called like a homeostasis. Don't know if you've heard of the term homeostasis.
I don't know what it means, but CBD brings your body to that.
Yeah, so it's trying to maintain all its same levels. Yeah. So as much as if you have a period of time where you overeat, so if Shaun's sneaking in his chocolate bars, Shaun, yes, then what your body will do is it will start to make you move a little bit to try and work that off.
Yeah.
If you more so, this is like an under-eating one. Do you know when you hear about people saying, "Oh, but I barely eat. I don't eat."
That's me. I
don't understand why I'm not losing weight. So what your body will do is it will make you, dare I say, a bit lazier. Yeah. And it will make you more inactive. So yes, you might go and do your PT class, which is brilliant. Yes, you might go and do a 5K run. Brilliant. But it's then if you are knackered in between because you've just not got the energy because your calories are so low, you will then won't do much else. So you might sit down and watch some wrestling and some boxing and some football. Yeah.
That's
so
it.
Then if you're then becoming inactive in that other times, it could be purely because you've not got the energy to be able to do anything. And it's the homeostasis reaction.
Right.
Slowing you down on purpose.
That's good. Because obviously we had that chat and I was like, well, I don't eat this much. And then you said to me, when I did Outlaw, you said, well, you have to start eating this many calories.
Yeah.
And I remember eating that many calories and thinking, this is way more than what I normally eat. But then I was getting thinner, eating more food. And then when I did
probably the best condition I've ever seen you in was
Outlaw or Ironman.
Outlaw. When we did that stint, when we said, right, we're going to eat more, but we're going to eat more good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That period of time was where you were brilliant. Your training went right up. Your effectiveness was really good. Yeah.
I have to just be a bit more consistent with it because I'm terrible.
One of the points I've put, so I've just put like a couple of bullet points down in case you were going to go, just talk. Just to pick things up. And that was some of it is create habits, not quick fixes.
Yeah. I've tried every day.
Yeah.
Every single one.
Actually, if you've never ever stuck to one, you've not found what works for you.
The one I liked the best was when I did Ironman and said I could eat 3,000 calories of whatever I wanted a day. Because I did Ironman, living on pizza and takeout and stuff like that. It was just me and Shaun at home for the most of it. And I ate chicken nuggets not chicken nuggets because I was vegan at the time, but like not chicken nuggets and stuff like that.
Not chicken nuggets.
Yeah. Vegan pizza and veggie burgers, and it wasn't that hard to stick to.
There are obviously other issues with that.
Yeah.
you know, because we want good quality of food that we're putting in as well. But yeah, if you know that you can get the balance right with what's going in and then the energy expenditure which you're putting out, then that makes it easier to do. That's what that whole trying to create some form of deficit is all about.
Yeah. The issue was when I stopped and my habit was to eat that much food all the time, and then I put on tons of weight.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was my issue.
And again, there's always more factors to it than just what we're eating and stuff. So you've also got the mad depression you get after you do an event, especially when you realize it wasn't the full distance.
I know, I know, don't start. It took me 2 years to get over it.
No, but you know, when you achieve what you've been setting out to for years, you have a big slump.
Yeah.
That's it. What else was you aiming for? You know, and I know you're very responsive to needing something to train for. Like now you've just finished that Kona challenge. And I think the other day I saw you say something straight away, like, I need something else to do. What do I do now? Yeah. Whereas actually sometimes to be able to build in habits of just going, oh, do you know what? On a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, they're my run days always. And then I know I'm going to be training my PT on a Tuesday and I'm going to train on my own and just building this little plan, which you know is you.
Yeah.
Then you've always got that. And then the challenge is just coming in and out with it.
Yeah, I had some counselling during the first lockdown, cognitive behavioural therapy. And because I wasn't getting out running, because I was having like mad anxiety attacks and stuff like that before I'd go out, I'd feel sick. I'd go out before I went out running, before I went out. And it went on for ages. And that's why I wasn't training that well. She said to me, you have to just write it down. And then once it's in your diary, you're doing it. And that's what you have to tell yourself. And that's just basically what I've done. Now I just say, oh, I've got PT this day. It's getting done. I'm going for a run. And if I tell Shaun or Tori I'm going for a run that day, Tori doesn't let me not go for that run because she knows how it affects me when I don't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty certain Shaun laughed at the start of that then.
At what?
When you went. When I went for therapy, Shaun went.
Yeah.
I seen it, Shaun.
Shaun just was like, you're on the phone to some woman upstairs.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, as I say, speaking to people and having these plans is really, really important. So you obviously had a trigger there. And this is very much relative to nutrition as well. Because actually, you know, why do people consume at strange points of the day? So my one is evening. I'm sure this is the same with a lot of other people as well. Is you get through an evening, we've got the kids down, it's 7:45, 8 o'clock. We both sit down. We're done. Right. Do you want something to eat? And we've already had our dinner and stuff at 5, 6 o'clock. But because you know you're about to just relax and maybe start to get a bit bored and put something on the telly, that's our trigger when we then start to eat. People have triggers with eating, with exercising, or not, more to the point. Alcohol is a trigger. And these sort of things are going to happen massively over Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what's one of the bigger triggers most probably for you?
What do you mean? For what? Getting in a slump?
What would make you sit down over Christmas and pick up some rubbish, or you know, like a chocolate bar or some nuts or something?
Christmas.
Yeah.
That's the trigger. It's Christmas.
Christmas. That's on my list.
It's Christmas. Fuck it. It's Christmas.
It's one of the stimuluses because it's Christmas.
Because it's Christmas.
And we've got these traditions in our life because it's Christmas that make us go, oh, it's Christmas. The nuts are on the side. I'll have some.
No other day of the year would I drink a bottle of champagne at 9 o'clock in the morning. But Christmas Day, I get phone calls off my parents every Christmas, early morning, and I'm drunk. And they're like, have you been drinking already? And I'm like, it's Christmas.
So that's become your tradition, hasn't it?
Yeah.
So actually, sometimes, I mean, to be fair, the drinking champagne sounds like a pretty good tradition. I might bring that one in myself.
It's a good one. I like it.
For the fact I don't drink anymore. But for a lot of traditions that happen on Christmas that are just heavily calorie involved, you know.
Yeah.
People get up and have a full English fry up.
Yeah.
Then they'll have their dinner, and the dinner will consist of a starter, a main, a pudding, a cheese board, plus alcohol at the same time.
And no movement.
No movement. Then they're going to be snacking in and around it. Then they're going to go in the evening and most probably have a leftover turkey butty. You
And loads of people are off for a fortnight, and it's a whole 2-week thing.
Yeah, completely.
It's not like Christmas Day. It's like Christmas Day and then Boxing Day. Like we have 2 Christmases because Shaun goes to his mum's one day, and so even if he's at his mum's, like this year's at his mum's Christmas Day, I will still have Christmas dinner at home because it's Christmas, and then Boxing Day he comes and we have a Christmas dinner buffet type thing.
Yeah.
But it's still Christmas Day. That's my Christmas Day with Shaun.
Yeah.
And
so then that's a lot of calories over a couple of days, isn't it?
And then we're in Christmas limbo. And everything's got to get finished.
One of the strategies we did is when we had Elizabeth, that was a big change for everything. Because, we suddenly slowed down how much. We're never big drinkers. I used to be when I was younger. I think the fact that I started drinking when I was such a young age, I got out the habit of it by the time I was 22. So when I come into the industry, I was like, right, I don't need to drink that much anymore. But we were in a team of staff. So we did used to go out and have nights and all that, but it was nowhere near the same amount I used to drink when I was a footballer.
Yeah.
That come right down. But then now, after having Elizabeth, we've both just kind of cut it right down. And then we went, do you know what? Let's create our family habits. Because mine used to be, I'd go for a beer with my dad, Christmas Day. We used to go to the clubhouse where I used to play football. All the other lads used to come in with their dads. We used to have a good old sup. We'd go home, let's not lie about it, levered. And then we'd eat, we'd drink more at home. But Becky never really had that. So we went, right, let's create our own family habits. So one thing that we do is we spread our Christmas meal, if you wish. We spread it over the day rather than having this big chunk of food in one big hit.
Yeah.
But we'll eat our starter, which we're not very excited with our starter. We'll have something like pâtés, sauce, all that sort of thing. Well, we'll eat that at about 10:30, 11 o'clock. Then we'll leave it a few hours. Then we'll have our turkey dinner at about 1:30. We'll leave it a few hours. Then we'll have our dinner, our pudding and our cheese board in the evening.
Yeah.
Whereas we used to eat all of that together
at 2 o'clock.
And then have the bits on the other side.
Yeah.
And then you know that slump that you'd have when you'd be knackered because your calories have just tired you out that much.
Yeah.
Well, we spread it. So now actually what we consume in one meal, we just have throughout the day. So we brought our calorie consumption down from like 6,500 calories down to 3,000 calories.
I mean, it's mainly veg Christmas dinner anyway, isn't it? So, I mean, it's all right. Bit of meat.
Yeah, but we cook it all a little bit worse, though. Listen, I wouldn't want to be someone who put an absolute downer on Christmas going, oh, God's sake, you said that we had to like stop using duck fat to cook the roasties in. And
I just get...
You're supposed to enjoy Christmas Day.
Yeah, Christmas is top, yeah.
You know, you relax, enjoy yourself. If you do have a glass of champagne or bottle at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Well, if there's only me drinking, I'm not going to put it down the sink, am I?
You need one of those metal caps that go in the top.
I need a girlfriend that drinks more is what I need.
Spread the bottle. No, I've seen your girlfriend who drinks more. Don't let that one loose again. That's only special occasions like Christmas. Spread your bottle of champagne throughout the day.
Yeah.
Have a glass to celebrate Christmas in the morning. Have a glass with your dinner. Have a glass with your evening.
Bottle. Yeah.
But no, spread things out is one of the tactics you can carry.
That is a good tactic. I never thought about that.
Yeah, and that is us. So, I mean, I think my parents are coming round for Christmas Day unless, at this point, we've planned for them to come and join us for Christmas Day unless someone gets ill in the meantime.
That's it.
And they know that, so they come in and they fit in with us and our traditions. So we've even kind of changed my parents' traditions. Their Christmas Day was nowhere near as good as mine. It was a bit boring.
Pubs aren't even open, no, are they, on Christmas Day anymore, I don't think.
No, my dad had a problem with like ill health through alcohol and stuff. So my dad doesn't drink anyway as well. So that was a reason to just go, well, no need to do it, is it? If I can't even go and have a beer with my dad, then I don't need to have a beer with my dad.
Yeah. Well, our Christmas starts on Christmas Eve, doesn't it, Shaun?
Yeah.
What does it mean you do Christmas Eve when you're at home?
Curry.
Of Curry, we go pub, don't we, for a couple of hours, and then we go curry in Ashton Village, and then we stagger home.
What's the curry house in Ashton Village?
I don't know what it's called, but it's just a little tiny, not the big one.
Not Prince of Hearts or Prince of Hearts?
That's the big one though, isn't it?
The restaurant.
Yeah, there's a big one and there's a smaller one about 2 doors down. But the first year we did it, we couldn't get in the bigger one. So we went to the smaller one 2 doors down. And we've just always gone, now you only go in there because we see if we don't go in any other time of the year.
No, years and years ago, I'd been in that. I'm sure it's called Prince of Hearts or something like that. And it was actually really good. We do a turkey curry with the leftovers on Boxing Day.
Yeah. That's about a week.
But yeah, I mean, that's not the worst of traditions, but it's just making sure that you don't go mad at any of it.
I mean, it's a bad tradition when Shaun knows more people in the pub than I do, because what some PT let onto him who plays rugby at his club one year. I was like, Shaun, who's that? It's just some man from rugby. I was like, well, they don't want to come and say hello to me. And then his teaching assistant who helps him with his learning difficulties at school, she was in the pub and he waved. And at the time, I was playing darts on his iPad because we watched the darts during Christmas. So we were playing 501 on his iPad as well. And I was slumped like this, looked like I was slumped at the table. I had to go and find her and prove that I wasn't drunk.
Yeah. And see, I've seen the videos of you drunk looking into cameras thinking you were taking a picture.
Yeah.
It's not a good look when you're slumped, Stu. So yeah, you must to convince her.
I do try to drink less now. It's been good the lockdown because there's no football for me really.
Yeah, and let's not be so. There's another tradition that you have. That's most probably one of your biggest problems.
Yeah,
is the football alcohol thing.
Oh and yeah.
Tying it into it. You know, going, go to the game. That means there'll be alcohol. Whereas
we meet at the pub.
Yeah, whereas I the last few games I went to, don't think I did have anything to drink.
The only time I don't drink at the match is if I've got work afterwards.
Yeah, well, I'd say that when I went, we actually went to watch City with Becky's parents who were Blues, and we'd go and sit in the boxes in the Mancunian.
Oh right, yeah.
My clients had the table there, so wherever we were going, we were suited and booted, and
that's good, isn't it?
It was more for the meal. Oh, they did that well. Yeah, the meal was always really good there.
Right, another question.
Go on.
Does meal order matter? Right, and I asked this because sometimes people wake up in the morning and they have leftover pizza or something like that from the night before and they eat it for breakfast. So if somebody was to eat pizza for breakfast and then have their regular lunch and then have like something light for tea, is that an issue? Does your body know?
So why do we so much eat cereals for breakfast?
I just think it's because it's easy.
It's just something that's ingrained in us from a young age. It's something that we think we should eat. But actually, there's nothing to say that you couldn't eat whatever you wanted to have. Well, Stu, is this going to run out in 45 minutes, by the way, or 40 minutes?
I don't know why.
It
hadn't said out.
Oh, it just flashed up on mine.
Saying what?
That I needed to upgrade to be able to continue.
I don't know. I'm not upgraded, but I put it in for 2 hours.
Yeah, I think when there's 3 screens.
Yeah, the last one I did was over an hour, and that was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. If it runs out, we'll have to rejoin, and I'll try and link them together with my.
Just make another one. Yeah. So you could pretty much eat steak and eggs for breakfast if you wanted to.
Yeah, I have done.
I mean, that would have been a better example you gave me rather than pizza.
It wasn't me. It came up today. That was all.
Yeah. So, you'll see a lot. Did you ever watch? It was dreadful. That Freddie Flintoff turning pro boxer.
Maybe bits of it.
And that was they were following a specific diet on there, which was very much you're just going to eat steak for breakfast. There wasn't even anything with it. You weren't allowed any sauce or anything.
Yeah.
No,
for the protein and that.
With it. As long as you're still kind of sitting within your calories, the one thing that is advised is that you should be having a bit of protein with every meal that you're consuming.
Yeah.
When you consume protein, your body's response to it is that it goes into a process called protein synthesis, and it encourages your body to release more protein as well. So you're trying to do that to hang on to lean muscle tissue. So especially for people who might be trying to lose weight, it's really important to have that bit of protein in everything that you're consuming.
Yeah.
And then just to link on in case you have some vegan followers, they need to be kind of having a little bit more of the protein that they manage to have in their diet than non-vegan.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the protein that you can get in vegan style foods is attached to fiber. So therefore, when they're consuming it, it can often be passed straight through.
Oh, right, yeah.
So, obviously on a vegan diet, especially with people who do a lot of research into it, you can get every bit of protein that you need.
I found it hard.
You have to be a bit clever with it and research it and make sure that you're putting the right foods with other foods. But yeah, just something to consider as a plant-based diet is to make sure that you're eating a little bit more than what somebody else would.
By the time I'd done 18 months, I think I did 18 months, I felt tired.
Yeah.
And then we went on holiday and there was nowhere really I could get vegan food. So I got a rack of ribs and I've never really gone back.
Yeah, and this is it. I think for some places, they're just still not quite there yet. I couldn't imagine trying to eat healthy vegan food in somewhere like New York.
Yeah, no, yeah.
It would just be a struggle to find it. But then I think Britain's really good because you can be walking up high streets now, and I bet in a lot high, certainly in Manchester, you can find a vegan restaurant.
Oh yeah, easy.
And it. My opinion's most probably changed quite a lot on it since I did my nutrition course.
So was I right?
No. I think you might have done better if you was consuming some with what you were doing. But just because, and don't take this the wrong way, Stu, the perfect vegan is someone who is going to go away and do a good load of research, even cooking and learning to cooking and all these different stuff. And I imagined you eating the not chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I had chickpeas and stuff like that as well. But yeah.
Yeah, and that's so. My niece is the same. She's a vegan who doesn't really like vegetables.
It's going to be hard.
Yeah, it's going to be hard. She's improving as she's going through. But I know like my mum, bless her, will take her. She works at Green A's in the village.
Yeah.
So she'll take around a vegan pie afterwards, and I'm like, but you're just giving her, instead of giving her dreadful food with meat in it, now you're giving her dreadful food not
without
with
meat in it. Yeah.
And as vegan diets, as it is as a business, is getting bigger, the bigger companies are jumping on it, and they're making more poor quality.
There's loads of processed meats out there now. But the idea I wanted was to not eat processed meat, and then I ended up eating like fake meat this and fake meat that, and it was just like, I may as well just eat real meat.
Yeah.
But now I think I have a more balanced diet now from doing it, because I know now that I can make a chickpea curry or a chickpea stir fry and things like that. Whereas before, if somebody had said to me,
chickpeas, Stu?
What?
Did you just live on chickpeas?
Yeah, pretty much. I used to go through shitloads, mate, about 18 tins of chickpeas a week.
You know there are more beans and peas as an option that you can use.
Yeah, you can get them tins of mixed beans as well.
Although chickpeas are one of the better ones, and I use them quite a lot as well.
They have the high protein count or something.
Yeah, they do. They have one of the better ones. We made a chili the other day, and so we even remember Mr. Atkinson making a comment one time about it, because now instead of me putting our full, whatever it would be that we put in 1.5 pounds of mince in, and then my bit, so now what we'll do is we'll half that amount of mince, and we'll use 4 or 5 different beans and lentils in the chili mix. And I think something like a chili is most probably one of those meals that you could completely go meat free and not make any difference.
Yeah, as long as you get the right texture, it's all right.
Yeah. So you just cook it for different lengths of times to get that right. But no, where did we drift? We drifted then, didn't we? That was definitely just make sure that it doesn't matter when you eat what meal. So i.e., if you want to have your pizza for breakfast, you can, as long as you're kind of staying within that calorie content that you should be consuming. Don't get obsessed with having cereals. Oh, can I drift and tell you an interesting story about
anything
cereals?
You want, mate?
An interesting story about cereals.
Cereals are bad for you.
Cereals are bad for you. You can obviously get better quality ones and really bad quality ones. But if you go into a supermarket, I'm led to believe, I've not actually checked this, but this is what I'm led to believe. We were told this on our nutrition course. If you go and look at the characters that they put on cereal packets,
yeah,
you know, like some will have a superhero on, or Tony the Tiger or whatnot. If you go and have a look at the eyes on the characters, all their eyes are looking downwards. Why?
they're not telling you the truth.
So they're a little bit guilty.
Yeah.
No, it's because who's lower than an adult when you're shopping?
Or a child.
Yeah. So the idea is that if you're walking through a supermarket with your kid walks past Tony the Tiger, catches eye contact and goes, instantly gets drawn to this tiger and wants that cereal.
Yeah, they are designed, they're aimed at kids, aren't they? That's pretty.
They then get the cereal. What tends to be a lot of the content of cereal?
Chocolate.
Yeah, which is giving you lots of sugar, yeah?
Yeah.
So as a child, they consume the sugar goes into the body, and they kind of have a little bit of a release of those endorphins and happiness, and it makes them feel good to have that chocolate. And they also don't have the same cutoff that adults have, so they just want more of it and more of it and more of it, and then you're in a happy. Then you've got
food's addictive. Food's purposely addicted, especially processed food. They make it purposely addicted, so you eat more of it because then they make more money.
Exactly, and that's where, I mean, the standard sides of it in this country, it's just not good, is it? It's not.
No, and I see that there's three type of people in. There's three type of people in the in this world, in this country. There's those that are super strict on it. Shaun.
Yeah.
One sec. Amazon delivery. Banging on me door, guys. So there's three type of people. Those that are super strict, shredded, eat like kale every day, and that's it. And Christmas isn't going to affect them. It's they're just going to be the same. That's what they're going to do. They're going to have kale with some extra veg or something, and maybe a little tiny bit of turkey. Yeah. And then they're going to go for like a 800 press ups or something. And then these right on the other side, then these other people who don't watch what they eat at all, very little exercise. They're probably doing less exercise now because they're not doing the commute to work. So they're just in the same house all the time because everyone's on lockdown more or less. And then these people in the middle, and I see myself as someone in the middle. I try and eat right and I try and exercise, but I struggle. And I think there's loads of people like me because it's just so confusing. And so keeping on track over Christmas with exercise and food is massive for that 2-week period. So other than the eating thing, do you have any other tips?
Of course, yeah.
I mean, does that make any sense?
Of course, yeah. And you said it, you actually include yourself on a positive side to this, which was exercise. So
I try.
Exercise is a key point over that period. Identifying things yourself. So I mentioned the triggers before, and you shouted out like that, like it's Christmas as being like one of the key ones. Yeah. But if you know before you get into that 2-week period what your triggers are, it's then trying to come up with a plan, and you as the individual kind of needs to think of most of these so that you buy into it. Yeah. You don't. If I was just to say to everyone, right, you're going to do what I do. You're going to spread your meals over. You're not going to drink. You're going to do this. Because that's not your idea. You don't buy into it.
That's why most diets don't work, because it's just somebody else. So it's just something to work for somebody else.
Yeah. Coaching is very much about trying to build autonomy into somebody's life.
Yeah.
It's trying to make things automatic for you and to make you think about things. But what you can do is you can try and come up with ideas yourself, like going, okay, at 8 o'clock, which is my trigger point when I get bored, what else can I do?
Right.
And it might be something like, I know, I might get a book out, I might read. I might get down and do some mobility work. So at the start of lockdown, this was one thing that helped Becky and I, is we decided we both wanted to improve our flexibility. So at 8 o'clock every night, we both used to do front split, box split, and things like super couch stretches. So we'd do these stretches, and that was our 8 o'clock routine, and then we'd sit down.
Yeah.
But because we did at 8 o'clock, kind of got past our snack time and didn't even realise it.
I think once you do a bit of exercise, you don't want to eat the crap
Exactly.
either.
Yeah. The other day, I can't remember what day it was now. We missed out on a walk. So again, a positive thing out of lockdown for us is we walk a lot as a family. So we go out in the evening at about 6:15, and we'll go and walk, get 5,000 or 6,000 steps in. We couldn't do that the other day because deciding to let Henry feed himself more means it makes more of a mess, and he needed a bath. So I decided to let Bex bath and shower the kids, put my headphones in, and went for a walk on my own. So it still got me out in a time when I was starting to think about food.
Yeah, that's good.
So it's trying to come up with other habits, simple things that you can do, and you can do stretches in your house comfortably. You know, you don't need to have a stack of weights and everything.
I can't do any stretches comfortably, as you know.
That's because you've not been doing them enough.
I don't do them at all. I'm terrible. I can barely straighten my legs.
Yeah, but you've most probably still got videos from me, which I've sent over to you in the
I want to
past.
do more. I want to do more stretching in that.
So just start logging onto those videos that you've had in the past and start doing them. It's the only way we'll get better is by doing those sort of things. And if we can distract ourselves from something else at the same time, so be it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
So it's trying to come up with something else to do. Some people love reading. It might be, it's not my bag, but it might be that you turn on a games console instead.
Yeah, let's look at Sean's face.
Yeah.
Not all day, Sean.
Not all day, Sean. Just when you're starting to feel hungry. So you have to weigh things up. You have to have the Snickers Duo in one hand and the controller in the other. And you have to make a decision. If you go for the Snickers Duo, the controller has to go and you have to go for a walk while you eat it. Yeah. You can only choose one. That's up to you.
And you've got to make one selection box last all Christmas now.
Yeah. Yeah. It was so...
Shut up, Dad.
And it is things like, because you're going to have those, aren't you? Make it last a little bit.
Yeah.
The chocolate and just trying to have a little bit. You don't have to not have it if it's something that you really enjoy. But
that's another thing. I don't really eat chocolate. But come the 1st of December, I'm like, well, I need an advent calendar. Because it's Christmas.
First year I've not had an advent calendar this year.
I've got a bloody Ferrero Rocher one.
Yeah, the father-in-law usually sends them over, but he's got COVID. He's been locked in his house for about 6 or 7 weeks.
Could have booked it online, couldn't he?
I know, that's just a little bit selfish. It's what in-laws do, innit?
I've not got any anymore, so.
You know, maybe instead of going and eating chocolate, crisps, nuts, other snacks. What other snacks do you enjoy having?
I love nuts. Twiglets. Mini cheddars.
There you go. Cheese. So we've just threw off 6 little snacky things over Christmas. Maybe only allow yourself to have 2 a day.
2, like when you say 2 a day, do you mean 2 tubs?
As in you can only have chocolate and crisps once. You can't have like 3 different bars of chocolate spread throughout the day.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I can't have like a tub of Twiglets. That's my thing. If I open a tub of Twiglets, I will eat the whole tub.
Yeah.
And I went through about 6 tubs of Twiglets last year.
Chocolate fingers used to be my weakness.
Because you can't just an handful and it's half the packet's gone.
Yeah. Share them. Open a packet, share it between the 3 of you. So one of the things I put down is when you're snacking, just have a bowl. So instead of going and getting your packet of Pringles,
have
a little bowl, put a handful in the bowl, just have that bowl. Have a look at slightly lower calorie options. I don't really eat crisps. It's not my thing. But why not trying like the popcorn? You can get those little bags of popcorn, can't you? Or even the big bag, to be fair, only has about 150 calories in it.
Yeah, they've aced them.
So that will be good for you to consume. Well, not good, but better for you to consume than a full tub of Pringles.
Crisps are my biggest, well, they were my biggest weakness. I used to get like a family packet of like 24. and they'd be gone. I used to take like 6 bags of crisps to work with me and stuff like that.
Yours are Mike Sanderson's. It's because of your love of Mike Sanderson is why
it must be. I love Mike. To be fair.
Yeah, so a little bowl, use the bowl. Don't go back and fill it up after you finish. Defeats the object. Yeah, but a bowl full of your snacks rather than.
Yeah, I have Tori. She limits me snacks. In fact, she hides them now.
Well, so that don't work for me.
What doesn't?
To hide it, it kind of like gets my back up a little bit.
Well, she doesn't even tell. So she'll go shopping, and she'll say, "I've got these things," or she won't tell me she's got these things. All of a sudden, she'll say, "Do you want one of these?" And I'll say, "Yeah." And she'll say, "Shaun, do you want this?" And he'll say, "Yeah." And then he'll be like, "Where's them? What have we got any more?" And she'll say, "No." But and then a couple of days later, she'll say, "Do you want one of these?" And it's like the same thing, but she just hides them, and she has them in just different. I think she puts them with the wax melts.
Maybe the key is make the women in your lives in control.
Yeah, because I'm terrible. I know if there's a family packet of crisps in the cupboard, I will just eat them, and that's like what happens at Christmas. I eat everything.
And it is that. What I'll do is, just because I've just seen the time, and I'm sure you're always aware of it, let me just run through some key points, because then you guys can start firing a couple of other questions on, because I'm aware I waffle, and it's most probably took in more time than what you realised it was going to.
We've covered most of my things, to be honest. I've only got one more, but go on.
Good. So I started off by saying keep it simple. Over Christmas, keep it simple. Eat your vegetables, your greens.
Yes.
Drink plenty of water, not the type with hops in it, Stu. Plenty of water, to stay hydrated. Minimize your processed food.
Yeah.
Try not to do anything in excess.
Okay.
Yeah. Except for exercise. It will be cheesy. And this next one, actually, get your sleep.
Yeah, sleep is definitely important.
Yeah, sleep's a big one. If you don't get enough sleep, we get a release of a hormone in your body called ghrelin. I used to teach my students that it was called gremlins.
Yeah.
Because what it does is it encourages you to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the gremlins encourage you to eat if you've not slept enough. If you get enough sleep,
energy.
Yeah. If you don't get enough sleep, they don't. If you get lots of sleep, they don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
So plenty of sleep. I then put what I've called festive threats. So that's keeping it simple. What are the threats to that? So what are the things that are going to make you fall off the wagon? And then you came up with the first one, expectations of excess at Christmas.
Yeah, everyone looks forward to it.
Just what people believe they've got to do. I won't name names. I'm sure she'll most probably be listening. But I've had someone already contact me and go, once we get into the new year, can we change my focus from strength a little bit and do a little bit of weight loss? So it's you've got an expectation already, knowing that the weight's going to go on, and then that's what's going to be needed. Whereas actually, if you could change those expectations, then you're going to be on a win straight away. Another threat, laziness. Yeah. Laziness. Try not to watch too much telly. Yeah.
But there's 3 Kung Fu Pandas on Christmas Eve.
It is great movie. Alcohol is a threat.
Yeah.
Because we've got to. So's entertaining. So we've had this. We're going to have a bit of a lifting of the lockdown for whatever it is, 4 or 5 days. What's everyone going to do in those 4 or 5 days? They're going to try and get around people who they've not seen for ages.
People tend not to like me, so I'm all right with
that. When you do that, you're going to be having a drink and you're going to be picking up something you're going to eat. So actually, the entertaining can be a threat. It's about trying to choose the right things whilst you're doing that entertaining. Yeah. Like a boring green tea. So strategies to overcome. How can we get over those threats? Remake your traditions. Come up with ideas of how you can change the traditions that you know are going to let you down. We know when we're doing something bad, something wrong. Have a look before we even get there. What you're going to drink a bottle of champagne in the morning. You know it's going to happen. So have a look at how you can change that. Can you have a glass instead of and spread it throughout the day?
I can.
Yeah. But you have to come up with those ideas. It's no point in me just telling you that.
Well, I drink less now anyway because I noticed it was making me depressed. I could go out and have a bender, or not a bender, but when I get drunk for like 2 days after it, I feel like shit.
Yeah.
And like it gets to me. And I think I said to Tori, I said, I think I've got a problem because it makes me feel like crap. And that's my body saying, just put some more in me.
Yeah. And you're with your personality, because you're a big personality when you're on show in front of people, then actually a little bit. When you come off that, and you're on your own and there's just you in the house, then you have drops. And then this is where alcohol and chocolate and all these sort of things come in again, because like in some personalities, you're up and down all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my job role, and you know, you've got your PT and stuff as well. We're on show a lot of the time, and the job can become a little bit of an act. You know, I can't turn up to deliver a Zoom session in the morning looking knackered.
No, yeah.
You have to switch on, and you have to be quite jumpy around. Although I know, give a miserable side off to me at times, but only with people who I trust. You're on show, so actually, all of a sudden you go off show, and you sleep, and it becomes hard. So actually, I have times of being lazy because I just end up at that point where I'm tired because I'm used to acting all the time.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah.
So it's a similar personality trait.
Yeah. And I only really drink in the house at Christmas. I don't drink throughout the year in the house. Like when I was younger, my brother used to drink loads in the house, and he used to cane it. And I always thought, I don't really want to do that. And he's not going to mind. He won't mind me saying it because he knows it's true. And so I always went, well, I'm just not going to drink in the house. I'm only going to drink when I go to the pub.
Yeah.
Or at the football, when I'm at the football. So I can watch the match at home without a drink, but I can't. I very rarely go to the match without a drink. But then at Christmas, I get levered.
So actually, City getting good was no good for you because it meant Saturday, Wednesday games.
I know, yeah. Weekends away.
So, remake your traditions anyway. Pull it back in. Does it have to be breakfast, lunch, dinner? Or can you rearrange that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like the stretching it out one, me.
Yeah. Of the 4 or 5 stages of your main meal, so starter, main, pudding, cheese, alcohol. Yeah. Choose 2. Oh, how's that for being miserable? Yeah, this is the miserable Rick one. You're only allowed to have 2. So if you choose to drink, you're only allowed 1 of the meal options.
Well, I don't really do puddings. I like a Christmas pud, and I'll just have the turkey bit.
Yeah. That one for me would most probably be more thrown out for someone who regularly eats 3 courses throughout the week as their dinner option.
I don't even have a pudding. I have 1 meal.
Some people do. It's not just you. It's not all about you, this, Stu. It's about thousands of followers. You got to think about who else. Thousands of followers soon.
Units of followers.
Think of this is a good one. Think of your calories over the week period.
Yeah.
So this is a good one for Christmas. Listen in, the 6 people who are listening in. So if you normally have 2,000 calories a day.
Yes.
Over a week, that will be
14,000.
Go on, Stu, I like that. Listen to your dad, Shaun. He's good at maths, look. Right? 14,000 calories you can have in that week.
Yeah.
So you have Christmas Day, you consume 5,000 calories. You've already said then your Boxing Day is pretty heavy as well. And you have another 4,000 calories. We're up to 9,000 calories. How many have you got left?
5,000.
Tell you, sharp he is, Shaun. 5,000 calories. How many days
drinking.
in a week? How many days in a week you got left?
7. No, 5.
Don't listen to Stu. Shaun, he's gone to pot. 5. So you got 5 days. You've got 5,000 calories left. It means you have to have 5 days of only having 1,000 calories.
Yeah.
A day. This is just throwing a couple of examples at it. So then you consume that, which gives you over the week your weekly content still.
Yeah, that's good. But so 2 of those days are New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
It depends when you start your week.
I suppose,
so what you could do is Christmas is on Friday. You could start your week on Wednesday and go Wednesday to Wednesday. Wednesday, Thursday, you very much behave yourself.
Yeah.
No Friday, Saturday are going to be a bit mad.
Yeah.
Monday, Tuesday, you behave yourself.
Oh, yeah, and then go wild again at New Year.
Yeah. I mean, 1,000 calories is not much at all. So that was a bit extreme, but that's just because you have 2 big days over your Christmas, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weeks really. I think I gained about 2 stone last Christmas.
Yeah. I heard that on your other podcast. I was doing my research.
Yeah, I ballooned. And I was at Tori's parents' house and I was just like, do you want this? Yeah. Do you want this? Yeah. Do you want this? Yeah. And I was just like...
Yeah. I think there's an expectation when we go to stay with Becky's parents that I'll eat it. So whenever we go to Anglesey, we'll be there for a couple of days. I always put weight on over that period. And yeah, it feels like we won't eat masses, but I know it's the portion size.
Yeah.
There's always something hanging around. There's always a big pudding that comes out, and they always feed me more.
Yeah.
So
they know I love
that bigger portion. You know?
They make Welsh cakes. They're like Eccles cakes, but different. And Tori's mum, if she knows I'm going, she's like, "Oh, make Stuart some Welsh cakes." And then when I get there, it's like 1,000.
Yeah.
There's like a big mountain of him, and I'm like, "Nice one, Chris." Boom, boom, boom. And then also they do these fried courgettes. Can't remember what they're called, but it's delicious. That's some Italian thing, I think, but it's delicious. And I'm just like, "Oh, I'll eat them. I'll eat them. I'll eat them."
So when there's things there, and they're on the farm, Becky's family.
Yeah.
So it's like farm side food as well. Plus, I'm allergic to everything, including work. So when we're there, because they've got all the animals on the farm, I tend to not do much. So then my activity levels come down because I'm sitting and I'm not wanting to get near any of this stuff that's going to set my allergies off. So I'll go sit and watch the football and that's it, me.
No, I'm taking me runners this year.
Yeah, so now I take my bike.
Yeah.
And I'll go and ride in Anglesey. If anyone knows Anglesey, there's no flat in Anglesey. So I always get a good couple of hours riding to counteract what we're doing.
Yeah, I took my bike to Hereford once, and that's also no flat. Tori's dad was laughing at me. He said, "You don't hilly around here, don't you, Stu?" I was like, "It'll be all right." And oh my God, I think I spent the whole day going uphill. And it was brutal.
Because we're in Manchester, and Manchester's flat as a pancake, so we're not used to it. Right, we drifted again. But I like that one. Calories over a week.
Yeah, it sounds...
Yeah. Manage your trigger points and your stimuluses. Use your bowl instead of having the full packet of your snacks. Look at your snack options. Can you use healthy popcorn rather than having the bad ones? Move more.
Yeah.
Play with your kids.
My kid's annoying though, isn't he?
I think I just said that. I think that kind of like sounded a bit Jimmy Savile when I said that. That's not what I meant. It's Christmas. Get your games, play your games, play charades instead of playing on the moving around a little bit. Yeah. Your son loves fighting and wrestling.
What?
I think you should wrestle your dad on Boxing Day morning, Shaun.
You've not seen how much we wrestle.
I can imagine.
He jumps on me all the time. It's a nightmare.
So,
You're going pathetic. You're going pathetic.
You are pathetic.
What?
Yeah. He hits hard now. He's 15 as well.
Yeah, there you go, Shaun. You get to even rugby tackle him. I think since you're most probably doing a bit more of like touch rugby and things like that at the minute, touch close-ish, maybe you need to do a little bit of tackle practice on your old fella.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you make him stand in front of him and you are allowed to hit him rugby tackle-wise as hard as you need to hit him.
We'll do it in the garden.
A bottle of champagne right out of his system.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right. So you keep going on about calories and that. How can somebody find out how many calories they need?
It's kind of, there are simple ways to do it now, especially in today's society. Get yourself online, Google calorie counters, and there will be methods where you just have to put in a little bit of information and it will give you an estimation of how many you should be completing. Right. There are lots of other ways of doing it, but in this short time, under 2 weeks before Christmas, if that's something you want to do, then just Google it. Look for one of the good ones is a method called Schofield calculations, quite an accurate one.
Right.
Oh, it's really bad. I can't remember the one. Yeah, Schofield's quite good. Done by Philip.
Yeah. And what do they have it where you just online, you can just put in all your details and then it does it for you?
Yeah, completely. Even if I think you've used this anyway, you've got that MyFitnessPal app.
Yeah.
So the MyFitnessPal app is quite accurate to what any of these ones will do. So you put a few details in, it will give you an idea of it. The only thing I wouldn't use the MyFitness app for, and I don't add in, is your exercise.
Yeah, I don't. I just have it, and then I know if I'm under my calories. Then if I've exercised, I've got a deficit.
Yeah, and you've also got things like people who use. So I've got the Garmin Fenix. That tells me my calories that I use on average over a daily basis. Anyway. So
right. Oh, that's good, isn't it?
Not brilliant, not brilliantly accurate. Certainly not with people who do strength training and resistance style training. It can't work that bit out very well. But yeah, some people might find it hard, and it can create problems if you count too much calories. But if you're safe to count calories, yeah, get yourself out there. We don't want to create any eating disorders or anything like that.
No, yeah, because it can become a bit obsessive. I mean, when I originally lost weight, I was on the scales every day and it just got too much.
Yeah, and so what I do is I have a weight range where I work between, where I like to be. If I get to my upper echelons of that weight, which can happen, then I go back onto MyFitnessPal because I know I've let things slip. And I think it can just make you a bit consciously aware of how much you're eating again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I have to think about it again. My weight comes back down, and then I'm okay, and I just get myself back into patterns.
Yeah. Well, I'm always like 17 stone. I don't know why. I don't know how. When I'm fat, I'm 17 stone in a bit. I've trained all the time in the minute. I've been this year, I've not been doing as much running, but I have been going gym and exercising and weight training. So when I'm stood up, I am a different shape than what I was at the start of the year. But I still weigh more or less the same.
Yeah.
But I feel better.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, maybe this is something that we throw out there for you, Stu, and we say when we get to the new year, maybe it's something that if you got to a stage where, right, I want to really get down to 15, then maybe we do a little bit of work with that, and we do a little bit of coaching, and you can report back, I don't know, every 3 or 4 weeks to your thousands of followers and let them know how we're getting on it. And the coaching, how I would set off to do, would be something where, we get together, not on here, but on a Zoom sort of meeting, and we analyze what you're doing, and we talk about things like we've spoke about here, like your triggers and stuff and why it's happening. And me and you, this is, and we coach you a little bit, try and make you autonomously healthy over the first 3 months of the year.
Yeah.
And then you can report back to your guys and tell them what you've been doing and how it's working for you.
That sounds good. That, because another thing people get told, you've got to do 10,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
I'm a train driver. I'm sat down for 8 hours a day.
Yeah.
It's hard to get 10,000 steps in when you're driving a train.
Yeah. It is.
And then I come home and
shake your hand a bit, you'll get up.
I know you're like, but then I come home and I've got to
shake your hand like this.
Yeah. And I've got to parent and homework, and we do dinner and all that. So the day just gets away from me sometimes.
Yeah.
Can't get 10,000 steps in.
Yeah. Yeah, hearing a few excuses there, Stu, to be honest.
Those are reasons.
You can pull yourself together and find more time. They're not reasons. They are
excuses because they could watch less telly, I suppose.
They are excuses. Yeah, because then don't forget, this is probably one of the first weeks we've not been talking about the football and the wrestling on this show. So what you're doing when you talk about the football and the wrestling is you're letting me know that you sit down and watch the Monday Night Raw.
Yes.
And you've got the
Friday Night SmackDown.
You've got the other one with the 2 rings in the one cage. Has that
War
been
games.
on yet? So
that was all last week.
when you sit down and you're doing that, then you've got time to be going out and getting your steps.
Yeah, but then I have no content for the podcast.
Just you is enough content for the podcast, to be fair, and more so Shaun. To be honest, he's the better content on the show.
It's Shaun's show.
But yeah, Shaun's show. Yeah. Although bless it, he's not spoke much today. Sorry, Shaun. I think with all this is
goes a bit over his head, and I bet he just thinks, I don't need to worry about this because practically got a six-pack, rugby 3 times a week. He started coming to the gym, and
I think there's definitely been moments during this conversation when Shaun's pretty much just been looking at himself in the screen, checking himself out a little bit.
He's adjusted his colour.
Listening to what we're talking about. Yeah.
He's adjusted his colour.
Suited himself up a little bit.
But he has to
Have
be
you put
on.
moisturiser on? Have you put moisturiser on today, Shaun? Yeah, you look like you've proper dappered yourself up. I even
got to look good for the show, didn't you?
Why did I put aftershave on when we were coming on here?
Yeah, I had a shave and everything.
Because I've got a face for radio.
That's it. Well, we're going on YouTube, so it's fine. Anything else on your list,
also,
Rick?
people can watch. Create some deficit. Create habits, not quick fixes. Enjoy yourself with what you're doing. Yeah. And don't wait for January. This is my last good one. Don't wait for January. That client, remaining nameless. Yeah. Wait until January for it to kick off what we're doing. But over Christmas, it's the time we have time.
Yeah.
Some people are off work for a 10-day period.
This is the first time in years I've had 2 weeks off at Christmas.
Kids are off school. Go and do stuff together. Yeah. You said you're not going to be able to get steps in. Tomorrow's challenge on those ones that I'm sending out to everybody is to go and get 15,000 steps in.
Yeah.
So tomorrow, take your son out for a walk.
Oh, he's got rugby in the morning. I'm going for a run while he's playing rugby in the morning.
There you go. That will get you some steps up. Take yourself out down the river, round Stretford Meadows and all that.
Well, I can't run that far at the minute. I normally just run.
So run walk.
Oh, right. I could do that.
You could do that. Yeah. Run walk and build your speed in a little bit. So go and do, set your watch off, do an 800-meter pretty good run. We know you can do it in about 4 minutes to 4.5 minutes. Walk 200 meters, then go again.
Yeah.
Build your 10K of that up. That'll get you some good steps in. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't wait till January. You're going to have time over Christmas to be moving. Go and move as a family, talk to each other. Shaun, talk to your dad. Yeah.
He's annoying.
He is a little bit annoying. And I imagine that's how your conversations go, innit, when you're walking along together. You're annoying. Yeah, but you're a goon.
Yeah, that's it.
As long as you're doing that for 15,000 steps, you're winning.
That challenge we just did with the Corners of Christmas thing that we finished.
Yeah.
What that has shown me is I do have more time because I was coming home from work and jumping on the turbo between an hour and 2 hours every other day or every day.
Yeah.
And I still could go out for a run and all that stuff. So I have got time, but it also made me realize that I actually enjoy doing those things.
Yeah.
Where having the stress, like I know Ironman was like 2 years ago now, but since then, it's caused me stress. I think the watch on my wrist is great, but when I start worrying about my numbers, and I'm like, I've got to go faster, and I'm getting out of breath. I think, why am I struggling? I shouldn't be struggling because I can do this. I know I can run a 10K, but at the minute, I can't run a 10K.
Yeah, but go and do what you, as you say, get the enjoyment back and go and do what you do. So I have Henry every Tuesday morning. Every Tuesday morning, we go and do a run walk session.
Yeah.
And I say, I can go and run 10K and I can go and most probably run a little bit further. But I specifically set myself up that on that Tuesday, I'm going to be run walking.
Yeah. Well, I have been trying to run further.
Yeah.
And like this week, I've done a 6K, a 5K, did 7K at track with you.
Yeah.
I've done a couple of 5Ks actually, I think a 6K and a 7K.
Change it up, do your different things. Don't wait till January, people. Everybody's going to be trying to hit us PTs in January. It's going to be a busy time for us.
Not me, I hate yous.
Yeah.
Right, Rick, we've done like well over an hour now.
Apologies to everybody.
It's all right. It doesn't matter to me. I'll go all day. It doesn't matter if you stay as long as you want. But I've got no more questions.
Derby Day. Stuart, is a genuine offer though. If in the new year you want to start looking at nutrition, learning more, trying to become more autonomously clever with regard to your nutrition, even learning to cook a few different things.
I want to understand it better because it's a minefield, and every time I look at something and do something or try and do it, I get confused with it and I can't stick to it because it's so complicated.
Yeah. So
and not complicated, but these contradicting things. I can be doing one thing, and then I'll look about it, and then something contradicts it, and then something will contradict that.
Yeah. And we'll stick to my word then. We won't wait till January. I'll send you a message in a bit. We'll set something up where we have a regular time where we can just catch up, and we can have a half an hour chinwag, which is going to coach you into becoming cleverer and help you on the way to.
Yell it at me when I'm running around that track.
Yeah, something like that. I think Shaun just started doing bicep curls. You doing some bicep curls then, Shaun?
No, it's his knee.
Nah.
No, I could see his arm was going first before he grabbed his knee. Yeah. Right. Sorry, I started to drift again.
Right, that's all right, mate. So anyway, you obviously have impacted on people's lives because Harriet made a song about you, and that's the song we're going to use as the outro to this podcast.
She also bullied me a little bit last night, going, "So you're going to go on Stuart's podcast or what?"
Oh, like, did she?
I'm doing it tomorrow.
Oh, because she listens, doesn't she?
She listens.
I only found out on Wednesday that she listens.
Yeah.
When I seen her at track, and so she must have heard me say, "I'm trying to get Rick on, but it's hard work." And then, but then we've obviously arranged it and we've got it in. And this is going to go out on the 20th.
The 20th. Oh, do you not need to get this one out a little bit sooner so that people can start making actions in place?
I don't know, because we're both away, me and Shaun, on the 20th, so it's just easier to get. We won't be able to do a show. I might put little clips of it out though as well.
Yeah, that could be a good idea. Drip feed it out there. Yeah,
put a few clips out on social media and that, and then but it will be, I think, probably the 20th, or maybe I might do it that weekend earlier, just earlier in that week as that week's podcast or something.
Yeah, sounds good. Let me just also take a little picture of what we are doing. Although Pete keeps shouting at me because he's like, "You're not taking the picture right with your Mac," but it doesn't work. So
what do you mean?
I don't know. There's a way of doing it. You know what the IT guys are like. I am not auto. Oh, I've got that great. Yeah, that picture will go on.
Yeah, look, you just do it like that, don't you? That's how I do it.
I'm not autonomous with my IT work.
Oh no, I can't. I don't understand computers anyway.
Can't.
Shaun bit his camera on his phone.
Oh, Shaun. Shaun.
Right, Rick, nice one.
Thank you for inviting me on to your show,
Shaun. No worries, mate.
Shaun.
Thanks for coming on, and I bet it's been helpful for me anyway. So hopefully it will help other people as well.
Always lovely spending time with you two. Look, I even put City Blue on for you.
I know, and me.
Yeah. Enjoy the derby.
We'll
Shaun,
try.
go and give your dad a rugby tackle, and I'll catch you both soon.
Right, Rick. Just leave the meeting. See you later, mate.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Hi.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yeah, that's good, that, mate. Did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
It's good for you. You've just done a lot of listening, really, haven't you? You didn't do much.
Yeah. Am I talking tomorrow?
Yeah, you're talking tomorrow, so that's all right. And but there's a lot to listen to and a lot to take in. So hopefully we can put some of that in action, over Christmas, and then I won't get double fat again. Right. So as we were saying, this song that we're going to play out as the outro music was done by Harriet Hamilton, who is a running friend of mine and a client of Rick's, and she made a song pretty much about Rick. I will put the link to the song in the show notes. It's all on you. It's on YouTube, and I just need to say that the woman is Helen Beauchamp, and she was the sound designer and the video editor of Harriet's song and video. So just wanted to give credit to them so people don't think I made the song or anything like that. It's Harriet's song, and Helen did the sound design and all that. I think she's a sound engineer, and she did the video editing for her. So everybody can go and check that out.
She's allowed to sort out.
Well, I don't know her, mate. I don't know Helen. I just know Harriet. But yeah, if we get stuck, I'm sure they'll help us out. Okay, so what do you want to say to people, Shaun?
Bye.
You're not going to say Merry Christmas? This is the last one before Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone. And we will see you just after Christmas, because we'll be back
before my birthday.
No, because we're going to be back before the New Year anyway, aren't we? Because there's
a Sunday
in between Christmas and New Year. So we'll be back then during Christmas limbo, and we'll get everything done. So bye for now. Merry Christmas. Enjoy yourselves, and enjoy yourselves responsibly.
Yep. No drinking too much.
No drinking too much. That's it.
And it's Derby day too.
All right. Good luck.
If you want to maximise your potential, just pick a telephone up and call Rick. The improvements will be frankly exponential, and you know getting into shape is really sick. He will get you started with a gentle warm-up, the acknowledged way to start a workout sesh. Then it's moving on to exercise a storm-up, and you find yourself not feeling quite so fresh. Burpees, you'll do some burpees, yes, you know that's what he's gonna make you do. Burpees, you'll do some burpees, he'll make you do 100, maybe 2. Kidding, it'll just feel like it. So you've started on your path to self-improvement. You accept it will not be an easy ride, but you know that you can keep your motivation with Rick giving direction from the side. Rick has many fitness tools at his disposal, so the working out will never leave you bored. He will coach you through the highs and through the lows all, with the guarantee your muscles will feel sore. Press-ups, lunges, crunches, sit-ups, squat jumps, planking, star jumps, inchworms, chestnut squats and mountain climbers. But you know your favourites coming up. Burpees, what are these burpees? Don't worry if you don't know what they are. Burpees, Rick will show you burpees, and they'll soon become too familiar. Burpees, he just said burpees, and he even said it with an evil smile. Burpees, you're doing burpees, and you know you'll be doing burpees for a while. Who am I kidding? It'll feel like it forever. There will come a point where you feel like you're broken, and there's no way on this earth you could do more. But you have to start again, cause Rick has spoken. So suck it up and tighten up your core. Press-ups, lunges, crunches, sit-ups, squat jumps, planking, star jumps, inchworms, chestnut squats and mountain climbers. But you know your favourites coming up. Yeah, you know your favourites coming up. Yeah, you know your favourites coming up. Burpees, more flipping burpees. Don't bother moaning, better save your breath. Burpees, you're doing burpees, and sometimes you think that he'll burpee you to death. Burpees, who invented burpees? They were clearly super evil or insane. Burpees, no one likes burpees, but you have to do some burpees once again. Literally no one. If you've heard the song and you're feeling inspired, and you think this burpee guy sounds real cool, you've been looking for a plan that's super fired. Well then pick a telephone up and call Poole. In no time you'll be doing burpees. You'll do some burpees. Yes, you know that's what he's gonna make you do. Burpees, you'll do some burpees. He'll make you do 100, maybe 2. Burpees, you'll do some burpees. Yes, you know that's what he's gonna make you do. Burpees, you'll do some burpees. He'll make you do 100, maybe 2. I'm kidding, it'll just feel like it.